What if the reason your paycheck disappears so fast isn't that you're bad with money, but that your brain stops treating it like real money the moment it hits your account? Think about payday for a second. You wake up, check your bank account, and suddenly the number is bigger, maybe much bigger than it was yesterday. For a few seconds, you feel different, safer, lighter, more in control. That coffee you were avoiding all week suddenly doesn't seem expensive. Ordering dinner feels harmless. That thing sitting in your online cart starts looking reasonable. Maybe you even tell yourself, I worked for this, I deserve it. And technically, you're right. You did work for it. But something interesting has just happened inside your brain. Yesterday, when your account balance was low, every dollar felt important. Today, after getting paid, the exact same dollar can feel disposable. Your financial reality may have changed by only one paycheck, but psychologically, it can feel like you suddenly have permission to spend. That's the payday effect. Your brain doesn't experience money as perfectly rational numbers on a screen. It experiences money through emotion, context, comparison, reward, fear, and expectation. And payday changes almost all of those things at once. Imagine having $120 left in your account the night before payday. Spending $40 on dinner feels huge. That's 1/3 of what you have left. Now imagine waking up the next morning with $2,500 in your account. Suddenly, that same $40 barely registers. The dinner didn't become cheaper. Your perception of the $40 changed, and this is where one of the most dangerous money habits can begin. Instead of thinking about how much money needs to survive until the next paycheck, your brain notices how much money is available right now. There's a massive difference between those two numbers. Your bank balance might say $2,500, but part of that money may already belong to rent. Another part belongs to utilities. Insurance is coming, your phone bill is coming, groceries still need to happen, transportation costs haven't disappeared, subscriptions are waiting quietly in the background. So you don't really have $2,500 available to spend. You have $2,500 with obligations attached to it, but your brain doesn't always see those invisible obligations when it sees the balance. It sees abundance, and abundance changes behavior. That's why payday can create a strange emotional cycle. Before getting paid, you become cautious, you postpone purchases, you check prices, you tell yourself you'll be more disciplined next month. Then the paycheck arrives. Pressure disappears, you relax, and the spending that felt irresponsible yesterday suddenly feels completely reasonable. A few days pass. The balance starts falling, then something else happens. Your financial anxiety begins returning. Now you start checking the account more often. You become cautious again. Maybe you wonder, where did all my money go? But your money didn't disappear in one dramatic purchase. It often disappeared through a series of decisions that felt small when your account balance was high. $18 here, $34 there, $12 subscription, $67 dinner, $29 delivery, $90 on something you had been thinking about buying. Individually, none of these purchases feels catastrophic. That's exactly why the pattern is so powerful. Your brain is very good at noticing large financial threats. It's much worse at feeling the cumulative weight of many small decisions separated by time. And modern spending makes this even easier. You don't physically hand someone cash anymore. You tap a card, click a button, use a digital wallet. A number changes somewhere in the background. The pleasure arrives immediately. The financial consequence arrives later. That gap matters because your brain naturally gives more emotional weight to what you can experience now than to consequences waiting, somewhere in the future. This helps explain something that frustrates millions of people. Earning more money doesn't automatically fix bad financial habits. You might think, if I could just make another $1,000 a month, everything would finally be easier. And sometimes more income absolutely does help. But there's a psychological trap hiding inside that idea. If every increase in income also increases what feels affordable, your lifestyle can expand alongside your paycheck. You earn more. You upgrade something, you earn more again. You add another monthly payment, better apartment, better phone, more restaurants, more subscriptions, more convenience. Your income keeps climbing. Yet somehow the feeling of having extra money never lasts. This is one reason financial discipline isn't only about earning more. It's also about understanding how your brain reacts when more money becomes available. And one simple shift can expose the entire illusion. The next time your paycheck arrives, don't ask, "How much money do I have?" Ask, "How much of this money is actually mine to spend?" Those questions sound almost identical. Psychologically, they are completely different. The first focuses your attention on abundance. The second forces your brain to recognize commitments, future expenses, savings goals, investing, emergency funds, and the version of you who will still need money 2 weeks from now. This is where building wealth becomes less about fighting yourself and more about designing your financial environment. Because if you wait until every purchase to decide whether you should save or spend, you're forcing your future goals to compete against immediate rewards again and again. But when saving and investing happen close to payday, before lifestyle spending begins expanding around the new balance, you change the decision itself. You're no longer trying to save whatever happens to survive. You're deciding what gets to be spent after your priorities have already been protected. And once you recognize this pattern, payday starts looking completely different. That big number in your account isn't necessarily a signal saying, "You can spend." It's money waiting for instructions. And if you've ever gotten paid, felt rich for 3 days, and then wondered how your balance dropped so quickly, hit the like button because this is exactly the kind of invisible money behavior we uncover here. And tell me in the comments, do you notice yourself spending differently right after payday? I want to know how common this pattern really is among people watching. Subscribe to Money Architects if you want to understand not just what to do with money, but what your brain is secretly doing with it. Because payday is only the beginning. The next question is even more uncomfortable. If earning more is supposed to make life easier, why do so many people make more money and still never feel rich?